Hi, Alan Stratton from As Wood Turns. Well, it's finally looking like it's turning into spring. And in the spring, I like to try and keep up with the flowers outside and turn the flowers. Here's a style that I particularly like, but I decided that this year I needed to spice it up just a little bit more. After all, it's for my wife. So today, let's turn this one similar style, but let's add some stamen out here, there, and a little bit more here inside, and a curved wood. By the way, the wood is Cold-Bend Hardwood from the company up in Washington. This is my first experiment with it. I'd like to know what you'd do with it also, but I think it certainly is adding some spice to this one, so let's do it.
The last time I turned one of these flowers, I had a hard time keeping the bark on for the natural edge. So this time, after cutting my wood to an approximate size by cutting the slice in half and then some of the bottom, I stabilized the wood with Cactus Juice. Stabilizing is a long process of heat treating the wood, putting it in a vacuum chamber with resin for a long time, soaking it even longer once it stops emitting bubbles, and then cooking it again. We'll see if it works as much as I hope. As before, making a template is, for me, essential. It is difficult to visualize the effect of the natural edge without it. I mounted it directly to the lathe, but messed up by not cutting a tenon. Starting over, this time I glued it to a waste block that is also a threaded faceplate. This is a trade-off between flexibility, versatility, drilling to a sloped side, etc., but we'll see if it works better. By the way, typical wood glue. No double stick tape or CA glue or hot melt. I need a very solid mount. With the wood off center, roughing it round is a tough session. Plus, the stabilized wood is harder than plain walnut. I'm focusing on the blossom open end. I want this to be round, but nothing less. Otherwise, I would lose some of the blossom's dramatic flair. Once this end is round, I can proceed to shape. Since it is mounted to a faceplate, I can cut right up next to the faceplate instead of leaving wood for the tenon. With the exterior profile formed, I decide to drill the initial center. A drill should be easier than hollowing with a tool for the slanted entry. This is 7/8 inch to accommodate the stigma in the center. With that defined, I change my mind and return to shaping the exterior a little bit more. Here is mostly with a shear cut with either a bowl or spindle gouge. Now to hollow the remaining interior with a spindle gouge. With the center drilled already, this is a little easier since there is more of an edge defined. Plus, I will not need to hollow quite as deeply. It is interesting to watch the gouge cutting action since the hollow is exposed through the slanted side. With the additional hollow space, my drill chuck will go in deep enough into the bloom to drill a 1/4 inch hole entirely through the back. A dowel in this hole will hold the stigma, petals, and receptacle together. The flowers becoming more fragile, I have mounted a 1/4 inch transfer punch into the Jacob's chuck to stabilize the flower. A bonus, I should be able to part it off without damage since the punch will capture the cut flower. I purchased a sample pack of Cold-Bend Hardwood. I cut some strips of sassafras and rounded them with a rotary rasp. They were too floppy to turn on my lathe. I did try. After soaking the wood overnight, I wrapped the stamen pieces around a large dowel and clamped them. Similarly with the stem, I rounded it with a rotary rasp and soaked it, then made it bend and clamped it in place to dry. The wood is flexible enough that I could have tied it into a knot. Amazing! All that is left is to turn the stigma and receptacle, apply finish, and assemble it all together. My wife appreciates already her flower for Mother's Day. I bet she's never seen a flower like this one. It was fun. I plan to experiment more with the Cold-Bend Hardwood. What would you do with this bendable wood? Please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my website as well as on YouTube. Please spread the word by telling your friends about my weekly videos. I appreciate your comments and questions. Please wear your full face shield whenever the lathe is running. Yes, I nag, but I do hope to save your life.